Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee, back bringing you some more daily NBA news and updates. Well, actually, now that I think about it, not today. This video is going to be a tad bit different from my other video, since we're not going to really talk about news and what happened in the NBA yesterday. And that's because there really was no significant news to talk about. Biggest stories we got were Andre Drummond trolling people on Instagram, liking a bunch of stuff, talking about him going to the Boston Celtics. Now this will be bigger news had he not done it already multiple times in the past. Other than that, you had Nikola Mirotic saying that he'd be open to waiving his no trade clause type things to be traded from the Chicago Bulls. The only surprising thing about that was that Nikola Mirotic was given a no trade clause in the first place. Why does that man have a no trade clause? But yeah, that was pretty much it, and I was not about to make a video talking about stuff as whack as that. So instead, I thought, why not do this video? Why not make a video about the 5 players who have surprised me the most so far this season? Now we are officially 1 week into the NBA season where every team has played a week's worth of games. And I know this isn't the biggest sample size to talk about surprise players, but for the most part, I feel like the players that I'm going to mention today will continue to play the way they have been playing, if not even start playing a bit better later on into the season, which means they will still be surprise players of the year. But that's enough talking about it. Let's get into it. Let's see who these players are. Lego. We might as well get this one out of the way first. The biggest surprise of the season by far, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now coming into the season, I knew he was going to take another huge leap like he had taken last year. I was predicting him to average somewhere around 26 to 27 points per game, 8 or 9 rebounds, and 5 to 6 assists, while also dominating on the defensive end as well. But I don't even think the biggest of Giannis fans could have predicted that he would get off to this kind of start so far. 35 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game, 2 steals, and a block per game while shooting 62% from the field. Like I said, we are only 5 games in, so it is an extremely small sample size. And I would also be surprised if he were able to keep up this level of production for the rest of the season. But even if he does dip off to, I'd say realistically, around 30 points per game, that will still be a huge surprise to me that Giannis was able to average 30 points per game this year. And if he does keep playing like he's playing, then all those claims that I thought were absolutely ridiculous heading into the season about Giannis being able to possibly win back-to-back most improved players, to become the first player in NBA history to win 2 most improved player awards, could come true. As of right now, if there was anyone who could possibly stop Giannis from winning back-to-back most improved player awards this year, it would be Victor Oladipo. So far on the season, he's averaging 26 points per game on 50% shooting from the field and 44% shooting from 3. When the Pacers got Victor Oladipo in the Paul George trade, a lot of people thought that the Pacers just got robbed. They got ripped off, they gave up Paul George, all it got back was Victor Oladipo and Sabonis. Victor Oladipo was supposed to be good last year for the Thunder, where he was the second option on that team. He kind of disappointed, and Sabonis just didn't have the best rookie season at all. Some people were probably ready to label him a bust, but now it seems that the Thunder just weren't using Victor Oladipo right, because he has been absolutely phenomenal so far this year. And heck, while I'm at it, why not mention Sabonis too? These will be like a combo package. The 5 regular season games that Sabonis has played in so far, he's averaging 11.2 points and 10 rebounds per game on 58% shooting. That might not sound that great, but he has had 3 tremendous games so far. 2 of them, he shot 100% from the field, 7 of 7 for 16 points and 7 of 7 for 15 points. And another game where he was 6 of 10 for 18 points, although his 2 other games were pretty much the exact opposite, a 1 of 9 game against Thunder and then a 1 of 5 game against Portland. But overall, he is showing signs that he could bloom into a special player with the Indiana Pacers. And once Miles Turner comes back, I've already said this twice in 2 of my previous videos, I believe, don't be surprised if you see this Pacers team fighting for a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference, especially if Oladipo keeps playing the way he's been playing, because dude has been straight up killing it. Everyone was questioning the Bulls for taking Lauri Markkanen in the draft. They should have taken Dennis Smith Jr. or even Malik Monk with the 7th pick that they got for Jimmy Butler from the Minnesota Timberwolves, but instead they draft Lauri Markkanen, a guy who was supposed to go 10th, 11th, or 12th in the draft. But a few games into the season, he's already starting to put some of the doubters to rest. The man has already made NBA history. A couple of days ago, when the Bulls played the Cleveland Cavaliers, Lauri Markkanen hit the 10th three-pointer of his career, making him the first player in NBA history to ever make 10 three-pointers in his first 3 games. That might not sound that exciting, but if you think about all the great shooters that the game has seen or that are even in the game right now, none of them were able to do what Markkanen did, hit 10 threes within their first 3 games. And it's not even just the fact that he set the record that has been surprising to me. It's also that he's just been playing really well for Chicago. A hair under 16 points and 10 rebounds per game as a rookie. If not for Ben Simmons, there would be a strong case for Lauri Markkanen to be a favorite to win Rookie of the Year right now, and I think that would surprise a lot of people. Should I just say it, or has anyone else noticed that Eric Gordon has been pure fire so far this season? He has not looked like the same Eric Gordon that we have been used to seeing. Dude looks like a completely different player out there. There aren't too many stories about players being able to revive their careers like Gordon did last year with the Rockets. There was once a time when he was considered one of the better young shooting guards in the NBA when he was with the Clippers, averaging 22 points in only his 3rd NBA season. However, a bunch of injuries later, and he was kind of seen as a flop. Most of the time, you'll be lucky if you get to see him play in half of his game. Then we all know that last year, he stays healthy and has a great season for Houston off the bench, where he averages 16 points per game, winning 6th Man of the Year. So yeah, it is rare that we see comeback stories like this. And it's even more rare that not only we see a comeback, but that we also begin to see that player improve even more. And that's exactly what Eric Gordon has done so far this year. I think it was his first bucket of the season that he drove to the rim and dunked it against the Warriors. When I saw that, I really wasn't quite sure what just happened. He says he lost a lot of weight this summer, so that's helped him with his explosiveness and stamina, and it's already paying off. He's putting up just under 25 points per game despite his shot not even falling yet, and that is because he is getting to the free throw line much more than he ever has before, taking just under 9 free throws per game. If he keeps playing as aggressive as he's been playing to start the season and his shot eventually starts falling, then the Houston Rockets could be an even more dangerous team than we thought they were going to be this year. Another surefire candidate for the Most Improved Player award, Jalen Brown. He has definitely exceeded my expectations for him on the court this year. I think part of it does have to do with Gordon Hayward going down in his first game of the season and the Celtics needing someone else to step up on offense, but still, the fact that he did step up and has been delivering is flat out impressive. Right now, he is averaging 17 points and 6 rebounds per game, but it's not even just that his offensive game has improved from last year. Something I've noticed from watching him play so far this year is that he is always just exactly what the team needs him to be every single night. For example, yesterday, when the Celtics played the Bucks, Kyrie Irving and Al Horford were able to carry a majority of the offensive load. Jalen Brown was having an off shooting night, only 2 of 10 from the field for 9 points, but one thing the Celtics needed to do to be able to beat the Bucks was out-rebound the Bucks, a task that would not be easy for one of the worst rebounding teams in the NBA. And guess what Jalen Brown does? He goes out there and grabs 9 rebounds. In the game against the Knicks, the Celtics need some extra scoring. So what does Jalen Brown do? He drops 23 points. The ability to do whatever it is the Celtics need him to do on any given night, that's what's impressed me the most about Jalen Brown this season. He's young and still makes some mistakes, but you can see the guy getting better, and he has been flat out impressive so far. That's it though. Those are the 5 players that have surprised me the most so far this season. And I guess the question of the day today will be, what player has surprised you the most? Let me know who and why down in the comment section below. But now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday, I asked you guys who you think will win the first matchup between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Lakers, and this is what you had to say. Question of the day, Sixers. I think Sixers are more ready with a surging Simmons and Embiid playing great early in the season. Lakers look good with nice pieces, but it'll be tough for them. Question of the day, I can't make a prediction about this game until LeVar makes his predictions. He's the Nostradamus of the NBA. I don't even think you need to wait for LeVar to make his prediction before you know exactly what his prediction will be. And most of you guys were saying the Philadelphia 76ers. And I will give this to Philly. Even though their record might not reflect it, they've been playing really well so far this season. They were always right up in every game that both Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons played in. It's just they have a hard time closing out games against some of the more experienced teams, but that's something you get with young teams like the Philadelphia 76ers. The Lakers, on the other hand, they're interesting. You always feel like they're going to get blown out, or they should get blown out, then they don't get blown out. Heck, sometimes they even win. Kind of like what they did against the Washington Wizards. It's going to be an interesting game for sure. That's it for today though. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And I guess until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team STC, and I'm out of here. Peace!